Your reading starts off quite strong with the Ten of Cups. You have come to some level of fulfillment. I mean, this is kind of all things prosperous. I consider it the happily ever after card. You know, there's a happy family, there's the rainbow. It's really sort of an ideal scenario. This probably came about through some kind of clarity or information that you've gained. You know, in fact, I'd say the only thing that's wrong here is that you may get all twisted up in your head. You may get in debate. You may question yourself this way, that way. Uncertainty. Now, this card is interesting because she's been stuck on that fucking stoop for like 20 years. She thinks she's protecting herself. She thinks she's staying somewhere safe, but really she's just rotting away. If she would put down the swords, take off the blindfold, she would see that the island she's trying to get to is right behind her, and there's clear steps to get there. With this moon here, it also sort of suggests a denial of intuition. I feel like you are going to start taking steps in a mysterious sort of direction. I think you're going to start embracing the mysteries of life. I think you're going to start following a hunch you have, maybe creatively, maybe professionally. You know, I feel like you're going to start investing in yourself more. It can be kind of scary, right? Because it's vulnerable, especially if you're, you know, putting something out in the world. You don't know how you'll be received. You know, maybe you want to be a musician, maybe you want to do a YouTube, maybe you want to be an artist or whatever it is. Or maybe you just want to take a risk on a business or tell that person you want to go out with them, whatever. You know, but I would much rather suffer the embarrassment of mistakes, of even failures, because failures are only temporary. You only really fail if you stop, right? But that pain of never knowing what could be, no fucking thank you. You've already failed. You've already trapped yourself if you do that. You know, you hold the keys to all of this. And you may finally have found some peace of mind. You may have had some struggles going on behind you. There's been a need to heal and even sort of compose yourself. You may have gotten some relief or just some kind of ability to take a break and just catch your breath, right? Now, there's going to be some changes ahead of you, again, sort of going on this unknown path. And I think that it will maybe require a lot of effort or energy and maybe somewhat burdensome, but inspiring. It won't be burdensome. It'll be a lot of labor, but it will be enjoyable. So you can't really go wrong there. And I feel like you're improving your self-image as well, or sort of protecting your boundaries a bit more. Sort of detaching from a lot of things that were maybe just sort of draining your energy, or even people. Now, there could be some commitment or learning you are working towards, or you could even be traveling. Clarify that outside influence. You could also be mending a situation, or there could be some situation healing in your life, or you're working at healing, or someone's working at healing with you. And sort of avoiding acting out of emotion or impulse. Like, you know, when you get those whirlwinds of thoughts or insecurities or doubts or whatever, and all of a sudden you make like a sudden choice. Like you send a stupid text you shouldn't send, or you delete the post that you put up, or, you know, that kind of thing. I think you're sort of learning to avoid those traps. So it's very much an evolutionary thing. I think you're progressing, and I feel like you're starting to feel safe to progress. Maybe you didn't feel secure enough to, for whatever reason. I mean, there's a lot of things that can make us feel insecure. But those are things to work through. Insecurity, fear, doubt, those are your worst enemies. That's worse than any kind of obstacle you'll ever face. Let's look a little bit further. I'm going to pull another spread. I do want to take a moment to promote my Patreon. That is where all the extended versions of these readings go, as well as the readings on my other platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Southern Goth on all platforms. I also send out monthly art prints on there, and it is a great way to support me as an independent artist and creative. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one level, I do have options available for personal readings in my shop. All that can be found in the description below. You know, you're represented by justice. Some things may be balancing out for you, or there's a fair assessment. There's a choice though, and I feel like you're looking at everything sort of trying to see everything from a balanced perspective, trying to see everything from a higher perspective, a righteous perspective even. And there's really, really a need to trust your vision. That intuition that brings you to celebration, follow it. You know, follow that vision. Also, you know, if there's doubts or questions in a relationship, what if there is validity to your concern? And I would ask yourself, have you acted in similar ways? Have you done similar things? Even if it's not exact, are you projecting insecurities? Are you really giving a fair chance to a situation and an unbiased look? The suggestion is to work towards your clarity. It's probably time to get moving. This Ace of Swords, I feel like there will be a massive sense of clarity ahead of you. And it may even help you heal in some ways. Even if it's uncomfortable, it may make you feel more empowered to sort of express yourself or stand up for yourself or trust yourself. It's sort of suggesting to enjoy this sort of stable place you have found, or like find joy in producing your stability even, particularly with this idea of a project or working towards something. The outside influence, there's sort of a stillness, but there is a clarity. Someone may not be moving on something immediately, but again, all of this is sort of already set into motion for you. I feel like all you have to do is sort of take the steps towards this Ace of Cups. You just physically have to be there. I feel like you have, again, that sort of intuitive nudge that this is already in alignment, okay? Like a brighter future, everything. It's just waiting for you to grab it. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't come without difficulty. Everything comes with difficulty. Everything comes with its labor. Everything comes with its cost, its price. What is worth the price? Because, you know, non-action, that has its price too. But some things are better investments, you know. comfort zones and the easy way out, that's really not going to give a good return. It'll give an okay return maybe, but I suggest daring to go further. Be bold. It's your life after all. And you know, you hear people say that, but you don't really think about how true that is. This is your life. You're alive, and you really, as far as we know, you get one shot at it. I don't know. Shoot that shot. You have the Sun, Temperance, and the Page of Wands in your outcome. Set boundaries with yourself. Don't let yourself be lazy. Don't set yourself back. The worst thing that can possibly happen is when you like make a mistake and it's or you don't do something or you fail something and it's 100% like not even your fault, like you made a mistake actually, but that you just chose not to take the action. It was right there, you just didn't do it. So, you know, Nike, just do it or whatever. I'm going to take this to the extended version on my Patreon. If you want to join us there, be happy to have you. If not, thank you for joining. Also, feel free to like and subscribe and all that stuff if you enjoyed watching this or if it resonated. That helps greatly. Share it, notifications, all that stuff. Anyway, I will see you all on the Patreon, and if not, I'll see you next time.